श्रीनाथादिगुरुत्रयं गणपतिं पीठत्रयं भैरवं सिद्धौघं वटुकत्रयं पदयुगं धूतीक्रमं मण्डलं वीरान्ध्यष्टचतुष्कषष्टिनवकं वीरावळी पञ्चकं श्रीमन्मालिनीमन्त्रराजसहितं वन्दे गुरोर्मण्डलं माधर्मे मधुकैटभग्निमहिषः प्राणापहारोद्यमे हेलनिर्मितधूम्रलोचनवते हे चण्डमुण्डर्धिनी निःशेषे कृतरक्तबीजदनुजे नित्ये शुम्भपहे शुम्भध्वंसिनि सम्भर सुदुरितन्तर्घ्ये नमस्तेऽम्बिके सर्वं श्रीचण्डीमहालक्ष्मीश्रीपादुकां पूजयामि तर्पयामि नमः. Welcome all of you. A short break. So what to do? Like Devi keeps calling me here and there to do the work properly. So like I keep traveling without without any plans. The travels come, like the traveling points come in, and there are a few people who have actually texted our coordinators that if I go somewhere the next time you would like to join, apart from the events that has been planned, if these temple visits can be if they can be let known before. See, one thing I'm telling you, as I told you, like I am the last person who says that Devi is calling me to do this, that, Devi's. I don't talk like that at all, but like certain esoteric instructions happen in such a way that we follow them instantly actually. But given the point, if you want to know what is my visit all about, apart from meeting me in the Chandi Homam, the next month, I mean, our Mandala Abhishekam is getting over. We have almost crossed the half of the Mandala Abhishekam. So, along with the Purti of the Mandala Abhishekam, the culmination of the Mandala Abhishekam, I will be going to River Kaveri near Tanjavur to perform Snanam to Devi in the Kaveri Tirthavari, and also to take Jalam for our Chandi Home. Sankalpa Jalam we will take actually. I will inform the dates advance in prior. I'll just let out know. Those who want to really come, you just have to, there is no any registration fees and as such for that. You just have to book your hotels and where I'm going to stay. And if you're interested, you can join, and you can also take a dip with Devi in River Kaveri. Actually, this will happen in Tanjore, actually. So the details will be coming out soon, and you can participate. So now let's get into today's class. We are proceeding towards the theoretical understanding. This is the phase two of the theoretical understanding we are getting. We are finished with one phase of the theoretical understanding where we got a kind of a very detailed understanding about what is Maya and the role of Maya, and how Maya is further divided into Kanchukas, and the foundations of what is Srividya and how to approach Srividya, how to look into life, and Srividya together, that Srividya is nothing something outer of our life. Actually, it's a part of our life. Along with this, we did see what was called as the foundations of Kashmiri Shaivism, because we were trying to trace Srividya. So we also had a kind of an understanding of where was the origin of Srividya, and we are still there actually. The lecture, we just looked into the details. We will be looking into it further as the classes will proceed. Today, let us look into a little deeper into the theories of Srividya, though this is purely for the beginners level to understand Srividya theories, but this is going to be the next level actually to put into a kind of a perspective. You remember, like in Kashmiri Shaivism, we studied about two major schools of thoughts. Yes, there are two major schools of thoughts. One was Atimarga and the other was the Mantra Marga. Correct? And where did they actually come from? There was also something, the Atimargas came from what was called as the Kapalika traditions, and there was further reformations, and we wanted, or the society wanted, the scholars wanted a systematic path towards understanding the divine through practice. This is what is the key word, students. It was not that there were no understanding of the divine. Please. You have to note this actually. There was this understanding of the divine that is coming from the Vedas and the Vedanta actually. But how to approach or how to practice is one of the most important questions actually. Because if I have to tell you the truth of what the entire scripture is telling, you are not the body, you are the soul. Done. I have finished with the class. Aham Brahmasmi. அவ்வளவுதான். நீங்க எல்லாரும் போலாம். You can all leave. That's it. Class over. That's it. This is the Satyam. This is the truth. But okay, but how to practice? Question, na? Yes or no? How should I practice? Correct? Vedanta is helping us to do what is called as Shravana Manana Nididhyasanam. There is strong Shravanam is there. You keep listening, you know, Vedanta, Brahma Sutra, Bhashyam, Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, all the text, and you want to apply it to your life and lead a life accordingly. There is Shravanam. There is Shravanam. But more than the Shravanam, we are all what is called as activity oriented individuals or karmic, karma based individuals. You understand what I'm trying to say? We want to do activities actually. So without activities we cannot if I'm going to ask you to meditate, how long you can meditate? 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours? Then you will say, I can't do this anymore. This is just not possible. Correct, na? We are bound because time is also one of the kanchukas. We understood, right? Actually, time it limits us actually. We cannot proceed further. We cannot challenge it just like that actually. We don't have that kind of a body, mind, and scope to challenge these elements actually. You understand what I'm trying to say? So, what we are trying to do, we wanted an approach where we are living as a part of these elements, the various elements around us, the material elements, still be spiritual, still be religious, and still go beyond religion and understand what is spirituality, and even go beyond that spirituality to go to that oneness actually. It's a very complex yet a very simple mechanism actually. And Veda and Vedantam talks about that Brahman actually, the Brahma Satyam. Brahma Satyam it talks about. It explains. And as things were evolving further, when culture, when culture and society was evolving, when civilization wanted to evolve, they wanted to put this perspective of Brahman, this Satyam, into a way it can be approached and practiced. And there, when we talk about practice, then what comes into idea is Agama. It is Agama. The moment I want to understand Brahman, you know, into a system, and that system is called as Agama, Agama Shastram. You would have heard. Based on the Agama Shastram, Kumbhabhishekam was performed. Yes or no? Based on the Agama Shastram, we did the Sri Chakra Pratishtapana. So, what is Agama? That is what we are going to understand today. Agama Shastra is not a mere devotional path, students. Please understand. It is a scriptural injunction. It is a scriptural injunction which gives us the scope to approach the divine. The divine, which is in Nirakara Tattvam. How to bring that Nirakara Tattvam into Akara Tattvam. That is the Nirguna Brahman into Saguna Brahman. How to conceptualize, how to create, how to energize, how to manifest that unseen power, that is the God, into a seen reality, actually, the tangible versus the intangible. Are you able to follow what I'm trying to say? Got it, all of you? Are you able to follow? The untangible divine, how to make it tangible. The unapproachable divine, how to make it approachable. So, okay, this is Agama. So now how Srividya is related? Now, Srividya is described as one form of Upasana. Upasana means what? The word comes from the Sanskrit word which means upa, means to sit. The root is as, upas, upas. Upasana means is an act of nearness, actually, an act of nearness and intentional. Intentional means what? Sankalpam is there. An intentional, concentrated drawing to the object of devotion, to the object of devotion. In simple understanding, upasana means seated in attention. Seated in attention, it implies repetitions. It implies a system of procedures. It implies using the physical self to turn to the mental self. The physical is connecting to the mental self. The physical is connecting to the mental self. And it is taking us to an esoteric experience. It is taking us to an esoteric experience. Esoteric experience. So when we say Sri Vidya is Upasana, we are speaking of a complete existential orientation towards the Divine Mother. A complete existential orientation towards the Divine Mother. Which means what? We are involved in a conscious act of invoking that Shakti. That Shakti. We are invoking the Shakti. Now, why is Sri Vidya called Agama? We understood Agama. I gave you a basic understanding. So now Agama means originally the revealed scriptures, that which has come down directly from Shiva and Shakti. Shiva and Shakti, they have asked. They have handed over. Handed over for us so that we can approach them, because you understood that in the foundation, who is Shiva and Shakti? They are our eternal parents, actually. So with parents, we are establishing a relationship. We are understanding what they wanted, what they like, what they dislike, what they wanted us to do. It's a kind of an instructional manual, actually. It's coded, it is decoded sometimes, and it is given to us. And it is predominantly decoded by the learned individuals. And these learned individuals will make others to do it, actually. Okay, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. This is the way to be done. These are all not to be done. So, Sri Vidya, qualifies as an Agama because it is a complete in structure and it contains four padas. There are four padas actually. A philosophical foundation, Jnana pada. It is Jnana pada, a philosophical foundation, Jnana pada. Number two, a ritual structure. Number two, a ritual structure that is Kriya pada, a Kriya pada. Number three, an esoteric yogic system. An esoteric yogic system called as Yoga Pada. Esoteric yogic system called as Yoga Pada. And number four, a code of conduct called as Charya Pada. Charya Pada. Jnana Pada, Kriya Pada, Yoga Pada, Charya Pada. This in total is called as the Agama foundation. That is, it has been given to us. It has been revealed to us for us to follow it so that we can get back to our original self, and that original self, which is deeply connected to Shiva and Shakti. There is often this misconception, students, that Tantra is opposite to Veda actually. But the text makes it very clear that this is an error actually. The Vedic passages themselves refer to the ideas and practices that now we identify as tantric. Actually, there is a lot of Vedic examples that we can give. Historically, they are two great traditions, Veda and Tantra. Okay, and for us also, including our Mahavidyalaya, for us, though our path is Tantra, we do take the Vedas also as a foundation for us to understand the entire system together. We are tantric. We are core is tantric, but we do apply the Vedic principles also. They are complementary to each other. They are not opposing each other, though they are broad philosophies, you know. But Veda is a very different stream of understanding. Tantra is a very different stream of understanding. Tantra is the more, there is a kind of an understanding that comes is that Veda is the theory, Tantra is the practice. We follow all those ideas together. It means that Vedas and Tantra they don't complicate each other, but they complement each other. Historically, as I was saying, these two traditions existed in our Bharata Desham, and other parts of the world. The Vedic and the Tantric have together, given what is called as the Agama to merge these two major aspects of understanding the divine and approaching the divine. Therefore, Srividya is neither anti Vedic nor merely Tantric. It is integrative in nature. It is integrative in nature. For example, now you are finishing off with Ganapati Mala mantras. Next, we will start with Jata Vedase Sunama Maso Mamarati Yato Nidahati Vedaha Sanaf Parshatati Durga Nivishwa Nave Vasindum Duritatyagnihi Hiranyavarnam Harinim Suvarnarajatasrajam Chandram Hiranmayim Lakshmim Jatavedo Maavaha. This is Vedic, actually. They're coming from Rig Veda and Yajur Veda, Samaveda, the various, all the four Vedas, we have different verses we have taken, actually, and we have integrated with our Tantric approach, actually. Because, as I am saying, they go hand in hand, actually. So, Srividya is an integrative approach of both Veda and Tantra. This is what I'm trying to say. Srividya is an integrative approach of the both Vedas and the Tantra. So, in simple sense, Srividya harmonizes the Vedic authority with Tantric methodology. That is the way we can say it. Srividya harmonizes Vedic authority with the Tantric methodology. Okay. So now within the Agamas, we have two major divisions actually. Okay, two major ஆரம்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. They have started actually. Who is bigger now actually, you know? One is the Shaiva Agama and the other one is Shakta Agama actually. Shaiva Agama and the other one is Shakta Agama. Traditionally, the Shaiva texts are said to have been revealed by Shiva, often communicated to Shakti or to his devotees. That is the way we have derived with the Shaiva Agamas. And Shakta Agama is actually are the text that is said to be revealed by Shakti to Shiva or to her devotees. So we have the Shaiva Agamas and the Shakta Agamas. Shaiva Agamas are more oriented towards the masculine divinities, actually. The masculine divinity, you know, it talks about Ganap. It just doesn't talk about Shiva alone. It talks about Skanda. It talks about Ganapati. It talks about the various other means of the masculine identity. The Shakta scripture emphasizes on the feminine principles. Like one major example we can give is for the Shaiva Agamas is the Saiva Siddhantas actually. The Nayanmar traditions that come in actually. They have entirely taken up and they have completely formalized this. The Lingayat tradition in the Karnataka region actually. Like we can give examples actually. And and what we are trying to understand is that both Shaiva Agamas or Shiva Agamas, they are indispensable in it. See, when we teach, we are predominantly a Shakta oriented school. We when we talk about Chandi as Paradevata, we keep her as the supreme actually. It is core Shakta Agamas will function there. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like it's purely the philosophy is based on Shakti is the principle actually. Shakti, and then everything comes in. This Shakti, not even Shakti. We see it as Parashakti, and then we see the manifestation of Parashakti into Purusha and Prakriti, and then all the other divisions coming in. But in Sri Vidya, it beautifully combines both these tensions of the masculine and the feminine divinity together, actually. Why tension? Because both are so opposite to each other. That's the reason the tension is beautifully coming together. That's the reason tension, beauty, both together, actually. So, thus, the separation is functional and it is not metaphysical as far as Sri Vidya is concerned or the Sri Chakra is concerned, actually. Okay? Because the reason why I'm saying is that if we take the Chandi Yantra, there is no scope of Shiva anywhere. It is all Shakti only. Shakti Pradhanam only. Ultimately, in the Bindu, only she is only there actually. And all the other Vaishnava Shaktis, the only, there is a scope of male gods are there where Ganapati is there and Ashta Bhairavas are there in the Chandi Yantra actually. In the protective layers actually. Otherwise, all are Shakti Pradhanam only. But in the Sri Chakra, it is not like that. The upward triangles and the downward triangles we have seen in the foundation actually. The Shiva and Shakti are together actually. And though in the Bindu we say that Lalita Mahatripura Sundari is there, again we say that she is Kameshwari and Kameshwara coming together, and then Lalita Mahatripura Sundari is coming together there actually. Correct or not? So in Sri Vidya, the separation is functional and not metaphysical in nature. And from here, let us take the discussion to the Kolachara Tattva. Why Kolachara? Because of two reasons. One, as a school of thought, we are Kolachara, we follow Kolacharam. And also Kolacharam is considered to be the highest of the all the acharas in the tantric tradition, actually. In Kola thought, a profound distinction can be made between Kula and Akula. Kula and Akula. Kula represents Shakti manifesting power. Kula represents Shakti manifesting power, and Akula represents Shiva as pure transcendental consciousness. Shiva as pure transcendental consciousness. Kula and Akula. Okay? From the unmanifest Kula emerge both Shiva and Shakti, according to the Srividya. I'm going with the Srividya theories actually. From the unmanifest Kula emerge both Shiva and Shakti, and when consciousness shines as pure awareness, it is Akula Shiva. It is Akula Shiva. All of you are getting it? And when the same consciousness includes self reflective awareness, that is Vimarsha, it becomes Kaulini Shiva. It becomes Kaulini Shiva. Prakasha and Vimarsha, you have learnt it in the first part of the foundation. Yes or no? Once again, I'm telling. From the unmanifest Kula emerged both Shiva and Shakti. Point number one. Point number two, when consciousness shines as pure awareness, it is Akula Shiva. And when the same consciousness, this is point number three, when the same consciousness includes self reflective awareness, that is Vimarsha, it becomes Kaulini Shiva. And in Sri Vidya, we deal with what? Prakasha and Vimarsha, correct? Shiva and Shakti is seen as Prakasha and Vimarsha principle. Yes or no? Yes. So, Kula is the power responsible for the manifestation of the 36 tattvas. There are 36 tattvas are there. And these 36 tattvas are the ones which we have dealt in the first level of the foundation. The Jnanendriyas, the Karmendriyas, the Tanmatrikas, yes or no? The Panchabhutas. They are all together, sum total, they are how many? 36 students. 36. I'll give you a map actually. In there is this I saw it in one of the books. I guess it is Dr. Kavita Chinayan's Foundations for Sri Vidya. She has given a beautiful mind map kind of thing. I'll share that picture actually. So there are 36 tattvas are there. The entire architecture of the universe. These 36 tattvas are the entire architecture of the universe. And this 36 tattvas, our senior students, those who I can see a few of them like Mukteshwari, Shakambari, Meenakshi Amma, all I can see in the screen. These 36 tattvas are the ones which we expanded in detail as 96 kalas when we perform the Sri Chakra Navavarna Puja. And as you know, we absorb that in the Sri Chakra through Amritam, and we intake that same Amritam actually. And what is it? It is a conscious act of understanding that within me and outside of me, the 36 kalas are existing, and I am consciously recognizing it actually because I am the sum total understanding of the Prakasha and the Vimarsha Tattva. Because unless and until Prakasha and Vimarsha together is there, we are not there, right? Actually. So we consciously recognize that, and that Amritam that we take, in Kapala Mudra, what it is, that is Shiva, Shakti, and you together become one as Amritam, and we partake it. That's the reason we hold the Patram in the Kapala Mudra. Let's move further. If you're all blessed, you can all learn the Navavarna Puja. Let's see. Moving further. So, the entire architecture of the universe, the 36 kalas, this power is Icha Shakti. Immediately, when we talk about the architecture of the universe, it is Icha Shakti, the desire, the will to create. And this is identified as bliss and consciousness. Icha Shakti, the will to create, is hyphen is equal to bliss and consciousness. And at the human level, that is at our level, what I said was in the cosmic level. At the human level, this Akula is said to reside in the Sahasra, beyond even the manifest of the psychic structure, the entire psychic structure coming together and holding up in the Sahasra. It is synonymous with the Anuttara Shiva. That is what Srividya theory is saying. It is called as the Anuttara Shiva. That is the unsurpassed reality. The unsurpassed reality. So, the what to call the we just spoke about the 36 tattvas at the cosmic level and bringing that cosmic level, cosmic understanding to the human level, connecting it to the psychic structure, and it is synonymous to what is called as the Anuttara Shiva, the unsurpassed reality. The Srividya doctrines very clearly say that this truth can be let known, the secrecy can be let known or can be practiced or can be absorbed into practices only for a qualified student, only by a qualified student. And the Shakta literature abounds all these ideas into secret coded and metaphoric languages. Secret codes and metaphoric languages are used. And the wisdom must be not revealed publicly. The wisdom must not be revealed publicly. It is, Devi has said with this example that the Kala understanding, the Kaulachara Tattva should be guarded like the water which is present within the coconut. Okay? Should be present as it is present in the coconut. It is to be guarded like the shell, unseen and protected. And how to realize this? Diksha from a guru. Diksha from a guru. And when we talk about Diksha, unfortunately, it is not just the mantra. The guru should be there to guide, actually. You understand what I'm trying to say? When we talk about Diksha, it is only for exemplary students or exemplary souls. Once the Diksha is given, they can learn and they can evolve by themselves. But for all the others, for all the commoners, the guru should be available to guide. The guru should systematically teach, step by step, word by word, should teach, should analyze to understand, give a space for the Sishya to understand the Guru should understand the Sishya. It should evolve in a continuous traditional process. Actually, that's the reason it is called as a Guru Parampara. The Guru Parampara should be maintained. Actually, the Guru should be living, actually, which is very essential. You know, you need a living Guru to teach it. You cannot say that Ramakrishna Paramahamsa gave me Diksha. If Ramakrishna Paramahamsa gave you Diksha, you should be to the levels of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. You understand what I'm trying to say? Otherwise, you need a guru like me, actually. So, living guru is very important. The tradition is very clearly saying that guru should be there in the living form. In fact, that text very strongly asserts that what is not given by a competent guru, should not be followed at all. Though you, in today's times particularly, it might be very challenging. We might know a lot of things, but they cannot be considered to be known because it is not come from the mukhantram of a teacher. Knowledge is different from experience actually. And through the process of learning Sri Vidya, you all wanted not what is called as the knowledge. You want experience. You understand what I'm trying to say? A true competent guru can give you the experience even without the knowledge, actually. Are you able to follow what I'm trying to say? Knowledge and experience, that is the path, no doubt about it. But even that knowledge has to give experience, even that knowledge has to come from the teacher, actually, from the revealed traditions. We cannot keep saying that I know this, therefore I want to do this. Devi is telling me to do it, I am doing it. Devi is talking to me, therefore I'm doing it. Like, we can't do this kind of a thing. You understand what I'm trying to say? What the guru is saying, what the shastram is saying, what the people in the traditions are been talking, how is to be practiced in the present context of the living realities, because time is changing. When the time is not constant, time is changing, therefore situations are changing. If situations are changing, that doesn't mean that our scriptures are becoming irrelevant actually. Then if the scriptures need to be understood and practiced, then we need a living authority or a teacher to interpret them in the current context actually. So we need a competent authority who's called as a guru, who can bring the elements together actually, by not compromising on what the scripture is saying and not compromising on what the guru parampara is actually unfolded the tradition actually. So now we can understand that this entire understanding of the Kula and Akula, it is further divided into what is called as Sapta Acharam, Sapta Achara Vidhi. Sapta Achara Vidhi. There are 7 codes of systems outlined for spiritual progression. The first is the Vedachara. The Vedachara. They are predominantly based from the Vedic prescriptions. It includes daily ablutions, honoring the teachings that is coming from the teacher, practicing meditation as it is given by the teacher, and the daily worship and chanting of the Vedas, and through the Vedas, how to perform the Upasana. This is Vedachara, basically. The next is Vaishnavachara. Vaishnavachara. Vaishnava Achara. It's more of a disciplined conduct marked by a lot of restraint principles, abstaining from violence, slander, quarrel, meat eating, and it also prohibits the night worship of the deities. So many principles are there in Vaishnava Achara actually. They have a very different set of principles. This is called as Vaishnava Achara. The third is the most celebrated, very, very colorful, very prominent, highly theatric way of doing it, which is Dakshinachara. The Dakshinachara. It's a more of an inclusive worship that includes both day and night of worship, and it includes esoteric elements, but they are more practiced in a within the safe boundaries of what society can accept actually. Societally accepted norms and rituals which are practiced with lot of sophistication. The fourth is Vamachara. The fourth is the Vamachara, conducted in strict privacy, involving the 5 Panchamakaras: wine, meat, fish, you know, ritual, gestures, and Maitunam are all principles which are involved in Vamachara within the strict methods and modes it needs to be practiced. That is Vamacharam. The fifth one is the Siddhanta Chara. Siddhanta Chara. Siddhantachara. What is Siddhantachara? They are governed by the established norms and the rules as given by the scriptures. What the Siddhantam is talking, we just need to contemplate and practice on the Siddhanta. The sixth is the Shaivachara. 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 That is guided by Shaiva Agamas. They are guided by Shaiva Agamas. The seventh is the supreme in the hierarchy, which is Kolachara. Kolachara, the highest code of conduct for the Shakta Tantra, often transmitted personally by the teacher to the student. Kolachara. Now comes very interesting thing. There are seven acharas are there. Okay. Now, no matter in Satcharitra, Sai Baba says something actually. There is this story actually. Now, before I tell this, because it will be more easier for you to understand. I don't know how many of you are, like there is no need to be a believer of Sai Baba or something like that. But like, we see him as a guru, a teacher of the bringing a lot of elements together. There's one chapter interestingly in Satcharitra, which talks about he in a one fine morning, Baba will be sitting and eating old rotis with raw onions, actually. Okay, raw onions and roti. There'll be some devotee will be coming to have darshan of him, it seems. He will be thinking that looking at this, he's sitting and eating raw onion and roti. What is that he's going to tell me actually? Maybe perhaps he's from Vaishnava Achara, and Baba is sitting and eating onions actually. And he comes nearby, and Baba will say this, it seems that the one who can digest onion or anything, they can eat it actually. By looking at his face without even listening. The one who has the power to digest, let him eat it actually. So, based on the same principle, though there are seven acharas are there, but the Shastras were very clearly saying that these seven codes of conduct corresponds to the three inner dispositions or bhavas of the Vidyarthi actually. So this quest, in today's times, we have this, there are people who will write email to us, which acharam you are following, what is your tradition, whether you are a Dakshinachara, whether you are a Kolachara, will you teach Vamachara methods, will you teach Vashikaranam? So many things they will write actually. You should like one time, if some of you are interested, I will give you access to our email actually. So you can read all funny emails that we receive on a day-to-day basis actually. So, the scripture is very clearly saying it's not necessary. See, now you have this idea that these acharas are there, you are going, but that is not the way we approach the knowledge basically. You find the guru and you go with the path of the guru actually. Whatever the path of the guru will unveil the knowledge and you will be taken in that path actually. You cannot choose the knowledge actually. The scriptures are also very clearly saying that there are seven schools of thoughts are there, seven kinds of major schools are there which practice different ways and means of doing it, but any of the school the vidyarthi can understand and accumulate, the right understanding should come in no matter whatever the school they go in, only if the right bhava is there actually, or the right bhava can be developed. And what are the three bhavas that the scripture is talking about? The first bhava is Pashu bhava. The first bhava is Pashu bhava, the animal disposition. This is characteristic. The features of this particular bhava is ignorance and ordinary aspirations. The first four conduct systems largely fall under this stage, actually. The first four acharas. Pashubhava. The second bhava is the Veera Bhava. Veera Bhava. Veera Bhava. The heroic disposition. Here, the Vidyarthi engages deeply with scripture and scriptural practices as guided by the Guru. Okay? As guided by the Guru, they are deeply involved in the engagement of the scriptures and spiritual practices. The Siddhanta Achara and the Shaiva Acharas are mostly they will come with this Veera Bhava actually. Mostly it will come into this. Though there are no hard rules, but generally the categorization comes in there like that. The Shastra is talking about that. The scholars, the revealed acharyas, the teachers are also classifying in the same direction. The third one, the most important one is the Divya Bhava. The Divya Bhava. The divine disposition. The divine disposition. This is marked by refined discrimination. This is marked by refined discrimination, inner maturity, and subtle awareness. Inner maturity, refined discrimination. And Kolachara is actually belonging to the Divya Bhavam. Kolachara belonging to Divya Bhavam. Let me tell you, it's not because I come from the Kolachara traditions. Therefore, that's the reason I'm talking this in a supreme fashion or nothing like that. The scripture in itself is talking in the same way. Though we are technically by default Kolachara, but we practice a lot in Dakshinachara traditions only, actually. The way we practice the mantras, the rituals, the way we conduct our ceremonies and everything is like predominantly in Dakshinachara traditions, but with the spirit of the Kolacharam, actually. That's what I would say. So, Pashubhava, Veera Bhava, Divya Bhava. Actually, so the bhavam is very important. Now somebody can claim, ask this actually. So like if I'm there in Pashubhava, what will I ever remain like that? No. With Guru Kataksham and Devi Anugraham, you can go to Veera Bhavam and then to Divya Bhavam also. Or you might be in Veera Bhavam and then go to Divya Bhavam actually. Or you might be in Divya Bhavam and you got your Guru and you are going to do Janma Safalta, you are going to do actually by performing the Upasana actually. Are able to follow what I'm trying to. So anyway, there is a progress only. Anyway, there is a progress. But unfortunately, what happens? Most of them restrain themselves within the Pashu Bhava only. That's the reason you see there's a lot of, there's a lot of, what to say, the dark, I would not even say the dark side. There's a lot of the so-called practices that are highlighted again and again about Tantra. Tantra is about black magic. Tantra is about Bali. Tantra is about XYZ. These are all from that Pashu Bhavam, actually. So that is seen to be something, the highlighting aspect of Tantra, which is not at all the truth, though it remains within our school of thought, within the Tantric school of thought, within the domain of Tantra, it is remaining for larger reasons and larger understanding, and they have a very separate school. But we understand that that's a very nominal and that is just one aspect only. After that, there is something called as Veera Bhava, and then ultimately there is something called as the Divya Bhava is existing, which we should understand as students. Okay. So some texts prescribe, as the day will progress, the Vidyarthi will progress in those dimensions. For example, in the day time, the student is in the Pashu Bhava. In the afternoon, he or she is in the Veera Bhava. And in the night, he or she is in the Divya Bhava, actually. So, it is like an energy, a way of energy, actually, moving from one dimension to the other, actually. So, what you should do is that as a student, if you have to advise me, don't take any of these in your mind and just follow the instructions that is coming from the teacher and just follow it, actually. You will see eventually you will progress. When you put your mind into this, is good to learn all these aspects. But when you get a guru to take you, to guide you, you follow the guru so that the practices will unfold eventually. So therefore, the Shakta Tantra approaches the goddess through these three complementary methods, mantra, kundalini, and the mandala. Mantra, kundalini, and the mandala. And what is that mandala we are talking about? Sri Chakra. Sri Chakra, the Sri Yantra. So each approach has three levels: the gross, the subtle, and the transcendental. The gross, the subtle, and the transcendental. And these approaches are actually, mantra is in the form of sound energy, kundalini is in the form of psychic energy, and the yantra is in the geometric or the visual form, connecting the sound and the psychic energy. The sound and the psychic energy is connected in the yantra or the geometric form, which we can visualize, and that is directly connecting our senses and bringing back to us, bringing, it's a kind of a reflection that happens. Actually, it is reflecting, and that reflection is coming back to us actually. So these are the ways in which the system functions. And this is the central understanding of Srividya. And that is what we simply call it as Tantra, Mantra, and Yantra, actually. Tantra, Mantra, and Yantra. Clear to all of you. So I hope you are able to connect with various aspects of the Srividya theories, and let us connect further tomorrow. We will continue with the theories and the other classes. Like, these are very important. One thing I would like to tell you all is that even if you're coming or not coming for the graduation ceremony, the exams are very important actually. Without the exams, we cannot understand the progress. Actually, there is nothing called as passing or failing. You have to face the exam so that I know where you are actually, and what is that you are aspiring, what is that I should give you, this is a way to know actually. So you are in a Mahavidyalaya, the classes are happening regularly. If the classes are happening regularly, pariksha should also be taken. There is no compromise on the pariksha. So I am not bothered whether you are coming or not coming, whether you are, whether you are contributing something or not. I am just bothered. If you are there in the class, then you have to face the exams actually. So examination announcements are coming very soon. And as the classes are progressing, exams are also progressing. The end of the exams will happen in the month of April, because we will be covering a significant amount of portions for the graduation ceremony, and those portions will be implemented in terms of the practice. So keep learning everything. We are writing everything in detail in Facebook, the posts, all the detailed posts are coming. We are sharing the lecture notes. So many ways I'm trying to expand the idea so that you keep understanding and keep learning. And the exams are not going to be on these ways. Let me tell you, what is Pashu Baba? Explain. No, it's not going to be any, define Pashu Baba. No, I'm not going to give those kinds of exams actually. The exam will be very different. So, the understanding, the reflections to come out of these theories actually. So there are assignments, there are one word questions, there is oral examination, there's a essay kind of examinations. So many various methods are there for to test you. All the details are just coming out. We are just working on it. The team is working on it. So we will shortly let you know, and looking forward for you to progress. Let's do the sum up of the today's session. सर्वमङ्गलमाङ्गल्ये शिवे सर्वार्थसाधिके शरण्ये त्र्यम्बके गौरि नारायणि नमोऽस्तु ते जयन्ती मङ्गला काली भद्रकाली कपालिनी दुर्गा क्षमा शिवा धात्री स्वाहा स्वदा नमोऽस्तु ते ॐ शान्तिः 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 हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ सर्वं श्रीचण्डी महालक्ष्मी अर्पणमस्तु तथास्तु. Thank you so much. Namaskar.